In a grand chamber filled with colorful lights and strange sounds, the Galactic Council met to discuss their latest victory over a small planet called Earth. The council members, made up of aliens from various worlds, sat in a circle. They were proud of their power and looked down on the humans, who were just tiny creatures compared to them. "Look at them," said a tall alien with blue skin and sharp teeth. "They are so weak! How can anyone fear such small beings?" The other council members laughed. Their laughter echoed in the chamber, showing just how little they thought of humanity. A young alien diplomat named Lyra sat quietly among them. She was different. While the others mocked the humans, she felt a strange curiosity about them. Lyra had read reports about human bravery and cleverness. "What if they are stronger than we think?" she asked, her voice soft but steady. The council fell silent for a moment, surprised by her words. "Do not be foolish, Lyra!" An elder council member shouted, his eyes flashing with anger. "They are nothing! We have defeated them before. This time will be no different." Lyra's heart sank. She wanted to explain her thoughts, but the council members were too busy sharing stories of their past victories. They recalled battles where humans had fled in fear, their ships easily destroyed. The tales were exaggerated, yet the council members found them amusing. "Let's send our fleet to Earth and show them who is really in charge," a council member declared, raising his fist in the air. The others cheered, excitement building in the chamber. Lyra felt uneasy. She knew that the council's plan to attack Earth was based on their own arrogance and ignorance. The council made their plans. They prepared their ships, advanced weapons and strategies to crush the humans once and for all. Lyra listened but felt a growing sense of dread. "They might surprise us," she whispered to herself, hoping someone would hear her warning. But no one was paying attention. As the council finished their meeting, they began to leave the chamber. Lyra stayed behind, her mind racing. She needed to warn Earth. She quickly sent a message to the human leaders, explaining the council's plan to invade. "They are coming for you," she typed. "Do not underestimate them. They have the will to fight." Meanwhile, on Earth, human leaders were preparing for an impending attack. They were unaware of Lyra's warning. In a dimly lit room, military officers gathered around a large screen, discussing how to defend their planet against the alien threat. "Those aliens think we are weak," said General Marcus, a strong man with determination in his eyes. "But we are not! We have weapons they have never seen. We have a secret fleet ready to show them our strength." The officers nodded, their spirits lifted. They discussed strategies, each one filled with hope and courage. Little did they know that the Galactic Council was already on its way to Earth, eager to show their power and dominance. Back in the Galactic Council, Lyra was filled with worry. She watched as the ships prepared for departure, the council members full of confidence and pride. "They do not see the danger," she thought. "Their arrogance will lead to their downfall." As the fleet launched into the stars, Lyra made a decision. She would not let the council's laughter and mockery go unchallenged. She had to find a way to reach Earth before it was too late. Maybe, just maybe, she could help save the humans from the council's foolish plans. With a heavy heart, Lyra activated a small device. It was a way to communicate with Earth, a final chance to warn them. "Listen to me," she sent out into the vastness of space. "Prepare yourselves. The council is coming, and they believe you are weak. But I know the truth. You are strong!" The message traveled through the stars, hoping to reach the humans before the council's fleet could arrive. Lyra took a deep breath, her heart racing with fear and determination. She could only hope that someone on Earth would hear her warning in time. As the alien ships sped toward their target, Lyra felt a flicker of hope. She knew that the humans had a chance to prove the council wrong. All they needed was a chance to fight back. On Earth, in a secure military base hidden deep within the mountains, human leaders gathered to discuss the impending alien threat. The room was filled with serious faces and determined eyes. General Marcus stood at the front, pointing at a large screen displaying images of the Galactic Council's ships. The mood was tense, but there was a fire in the room. "They think we are weak because we are small," Marcus said, his voice steady and strong. "But we have been preparing for this moment. We will show them what humanity can do." A murmur of agreement spread through the room. The officers exchanged glances, their hearts filled with determination. They knew the aliens were coming, and they were ready to fight. "Let me remind you all of what we have." Marcus switched the screen to show a massive fleet of ships hidden beneath the Earth's surface. "This is our secret weapon, the Earth Fleet. We have thousands of ships equipped with teleportation technology. They will allow us to move quickly and strike hard." The officers stared at the screen, their eyes wide with awe. The ships were sleek and powerful, designed for both speed and strength. Each one had advanced weapons that could challenge even the most powerful alien crafts. The humans had worked hard to build this fleet, and now it was time to use it. "General, how can we be sure our technology is ready?" asked Captain Sarah, a skilled pilot with years of experience. "What if the aliens have more advanced weapons than we know?" Marcus nodded, understanding her concerns. "We've tested our ships and weapons many times. Our teleportation technology is unlike anything the aliens have seen. We can appear right in their midst, striking before they even know we're there." The room buzzed with excitement. They were all nervous, but they also felt a sense of pride. Humans had always faced challenges, and they had never backed down. "Let's show them what we can do," shouted an officer, and the room erupted in cheers. As plans were laid out, General Marcus divided the officers into teams, each assigned to a specific task. They practiced their strategies, running simulations to prepare for. Everyone understood the risks, but was willing to fight for their planet. While the military leaders worked hard, Lyra, the alien diplomat, was still trying to reach them. Her warning message had gone out into the stars, but she was unsure if anyone on Earth had received it. Lyra had seen the arrogance of the Galactic Council, and she feared for the humans. Back on Earth, the preparations continued. The soldiers trained day and night, learning to operate the advanced technology they had developed. They practiced teleportation maneuvers, ensuring that every crew member knew their role. Each day brought new challenges, but their spirits never wavered. As the days passed, the military base became a hub of energy and focus. Officers and soldiers worked together, forming bonds and friendships that strengthened their resolve. They shared stories, laughter, and moments of hope, knowing they were fighting for each other and their loved ones. In the midst of all this, Lyra continued to send messages, hoping someone would hear her. "You must prepare for the Council's attack," she urged. "They do not understand your strength. Do not underestimate yourselves. Fight with all your might." Meanwhile, the Galactic Council was on its way to Earth, full of confidence and arrogance. They believed they would crush the humans easily, but Lyra knew better. She could only hope that her warnings would reach the humans in time. As the day of the attack approached, the atmosphere in the military base became electric. Soldiers gathered in the command center for a final briefing. General Marcus stood before them, ready to deliver a speech that would ignite their spirits. "Today we stand on the brink of battle," he began, his voice strong. "We face an enemy that has underestimated us for far too long. They think we are weak, but we know the truth. We are strong, we are united, and we will fight!" Cheers erupted in the room, filling everyone with courage. They knew that together, they could face whatever came their way. As they prepared to launch their fleet, Lyra's message flickered in their minds, reminding them that the fight was not just for survival, but for respect and recognition. As the human fleet prepared for departure, they felt a sense of hope and unity. They were ready to show the Galactic Council that they were not to be mocked or underestimated. Today, they would prove their strength and they would fight for their home. The day had finally come. The sun rose over the horizon, casting a warm glow on the military base. Inside, tension filled the air as soldiers and officers prepared for the battle against the Galactic Council. General Marcus stood at the command center, looking at the faces of his team, filled with determination and resolve. "Today is the day we show them our strength," he said, his voice steady. "We will not back down. We are ready to fight!" The officers nodded, their hearts racing with anticipation. Meanwhile, in the depths of space, the Galactic Council's fleet was nearing Earth. The aliens, confident and eager, buzzed with excitement. They believed this would be an easy victory. "Prepare to attack!" the blue-skinned leader ordered, his eyes gleaming with malice. The council members laughed, thinking about the tiny humans who would soon fall before them. As the alien ships approached, Lyra, the young diplomat, felt a mix of fear and hope. She had tried to warn the humans, but she still had no idea if they had received her message. She knew the council would underestimate them, and she wished she could do more to help. Suddenly, alarms blared on the human ships. The moment had arrived. "This is it!" Marcus shouted, rallying his team. "All ships, prepare for teleportation." The soldiers moved quickly, taking their positions and readying their weapons. As the alien fleet came into view, Marcus shouted, "Activate teleportation!" In an instant, thousands of human ships blinked out of existence, only to reappear right in the middle of the alien fleet. Confusion spread among the aliens as they realized what was happening. "Where did they come from?" one alien shouted, panic creeping into his voice. The council members stared in shock, their confidence fading as the humans unleashed their attack. "Fire at will!" Marcus commanded, and the human ships opened fire. Bright beams of energy shot from the weapons, hitting the alien ships and causing explosions in all directions. The aliens were caught off guard, struggling to regroup and defend themselves. Lyra watched from a distance, her heart racing. She had hoped the humans would be ready, but seeing their bravery firsthand was overwhelming. The humans were no longer the small, weak creatures the Council had mocked. They fought with fierce determination, proving that they were more than capable of defending their planet. In the chaos of battle, the young diplomat noticed an alien ship trying to escape. It was the blue-skinned leader, attempting to rally his forces. Lyra felt a surge of anger. He had laughed at her warnings, and now he was fleeing. "Do not let them escape!" she shouted, her voice echoing through the ship. "We must show them we will not back down." The crew listened to her, turning their attention to the fleeing ship. Back in the midst of the battle, human soldiers fought bravely, coordinating their attacks. They used their teleportation technology to appear behind alien ships, striking before the aliens could react. The Council members, once confident in their power, were now filled with fear. The blue-skinned leader realized the tide was turning against him. "We need to regroup," he yelled, but his voice was drowned out by the sounds of explosions and chaos. The humans were relentless, pushing the alien fleet back further and further. "Keep pushing forward!" Marcus shouted, his eyes shining with pride as he watched his team work together. Each soldier knew their role and executed their maneuvers with precision. They were a united force, standing strong against the aliens who had underestimated them for so long. As the battle raged on, Lyra felt a sense of hope. She had known that humans were strong, but witnessing their courage and teamwork was inspiring. Maybe, just maybe, the Council would finally see the truth about humanity. The alien fleet began to scatter, their formation breaking under the pressure of the human attack. Panic filled the ranks, and the Council members realized they were in danger of defeat. "Retreat!" the blue-skinned leader shouted, but it was too late. The humans were already closing in. With one last push, the human fleet struck hard, overwhelming the remaining alien ships. The sound of explosions filled the void of space as the Galactic Council's pride crumbled before them. As the smoke cleared, Lyra watched the chaos unfold with a mix of fear and excitement. The humans had fought bravely, and they were winning. The Galactic Council had underestimated them, and now they would learn the true strength of humanity. The battle raged on, filling the vastness of space with flashes of light and the sounds of destruction. The Galactic Council's once mighty fleet was in disarray, while the humans pushed forward with determination. General Marcus felt a surge of pride as he watched his team work together, striking at the alien ships with precision. But in the command center of the blue-skinned leader's flagship, panic began to spread. "This is not what I expected," he shouted, his voice filled with anger and fear. "We must regroup and find a way to fight back." The Council members were stunned. They had laughed at the humans, believing them to be weak and unprepared. Now they faced a fierce enemy that was pushing them back. "What are we going to do?" an elder Council member cried, sweat beading on his forehead. "They are too strong." In the midst of the chaos, Lyra watched the battle unfold from her ship. Her heart raced as she saw the alien fleet struggling to maintain its ground. "They do not understand," she thought. "The humans fight for their home, for their people. That makes them strong." Suddenly, the blue-skinned leader turned to Lyra. You warned us about the humans. What do we do now?" he demanded, frustration spilling over. Lyra stood tall, refusing to back down. "We need to change our approach," she said firmly. "We underestimated them, and now we must find a way to negotiate before it's too late." The leader frowned, his pride wounded. "Negotiate? After this humiliation? We are the Galactic Council! We do not negotiate with weak beings. Look around you!" Lyra shouted, gesturing toward the chaos outside. "They are not weak. They are fighting for their lives. We cannot ignore their strength any longer." As the Council bickered among themselves, Marcus and his team sensed an opportunity. They had pushed the alien fleet back, but they needed to strike a final blow to secure their victory. "Let's focus our fire on their command ship," he ordered, pointing to the flagship that was trying to regain control. "Understood," the officers replied, determination filling their voices. The human ships regrouped, aligning themselves for one final assault. They had fought hard, and they were ready to end this battle. Back on the alien flagship, the Council members were still arguing. "We can't let them destroy us!" one member cried. "We need to fight back with everything we have." But Lyra could see the fear in their eyes. She stepped forward again. "If we do not change our approach, we will lose everything," she said. "The humans are showing us a side of strength we did not believe existed." Let's not waste this chance. With a deep breath, the blue-skinned leader finally nodded. Fine. But we need to act fast, he said. We will send a message to the humans asking for a truce. We must find a way to communicate before it's too late. As they sent their message, the humans prepared for their final strike. The alien flagship was still in chaos, but the humans were focused, ready to deliver the blow that could win the battle. Now! Marcus shouted, and the human ships unleashed a powerful wave of energy toward the command ship. The beams shot through space, striking the flagship with incredible force. Explosions erupted, lighting up the darkness around them. But just as victory seemed within reach, a message came through from the alien flagship. Stop! We wish to talk. We want a truce. Lyra's voice echoed over the comms, filled with urgency. Marcus hesitated, his heart pounding. A truce? Do we trust them? He wondered aloud, glancing at his team. One officer replied, they are losing. This could be our chance to end the fighting without total destruction. With a deep breath, Marcus made his decision. Hold your fire, he commanded. The ship stopped, hovering in space, ready to listen. As the smoke cleared, the alien flagship stabilized. The blue-skinned leader looked out at the human fleet, his expression serious. We were wrong about you. We see your strength now. Let us negotiate for peace, he said, his tone softer than before. Lyra felt a wave of relief wash over her. This was the moment she had hoped for. The humans had proven their strength, and now there was a chance for understanding. Marcus nodded slowly, realizing this was a turning point. Let's talk, he said, opening the door for dialogue. The battle had shown them both that strength could lead to respect. As both sides prepared to negotiate, hope filled the space between them. They had fought hard, and now, perhaps, they could find a way to build a future together. As the smoke cleared from the battlefield, both the human and alien fleets hovered in silence. The tension hung heavy in the air as General Marcus and the blue-skinned leader faced each other across the vast emptiness of space. This was a moment of truth, a chance for a new beginning. Thank you for hearing us, the blue-skinned leader said, his voice steady yet respectful. We acknowledge your strength and bravery. We were wrong to underestimate you. Marcus nodded, feeling a mix of relief and caution. We fought hard to protect our home. We didn't want this battle, but we will defend ourselves if we have to. The leader's eyes narrowed, and he seemed to consider his words carefully. We are not your enemies. Our council believed the stories about your weakness, but they were mistaken. We want to learn from this. We want peace. Lyra stepped forward, eager to bridge the gap between the two sides. We can help each other, she said, her voice filled with hope. Let's discuss what we can do to ensure this doesn't happen again. We can learn about your technology, and you can learn about ours. The humans exchanged glances, unsure but intrigued. They had been preparing for a long fight, but now the possibility of peace was unfolding before them. What do you suggest? Marcus asked, wanting to understand their intentions better. The alien leader replied, we can set up a meeting to discuss trade and alliances. Together we could face future threats from others in the galaxy. We could learn from each other's strengths. As the humans listened, a sense of hope grew among them. They had spent too long in fear and conflict. Now they had a chance to create something better. If we can avoid more bloodshed, I'm willing to listen, Marcus said cautiously. Then let's begin, the blue-skinned leader replied, relief evident on his face. We can set a date for our first meeting on neutral ground where we can talk freely. As the two sides prepared for the discussions, both fleets began to repair their ships. The humans worked together with the aliens, setting aside their differences. Mechanics from both sides shared tools and ideas, discovering common ground. For the first time, they were united in purpose rather than divided by conflict. In the days that followed, communication improved between the two sides. Lyra took on the role of translator, helping both groups understand each other better. She found joy in seeing humans and aliens laugh together, sharing stories about their worlds. It was a cultural exchange that neither had anticipated. On the day of the first meeting, a human ship and the alien flagship floated together in space, surrounded by a shimmering nebula. The atmosphere was filled with excitement and nervous energy. As Marcus stepped onto the alien ship, he felt a mix of hope and uncertainty. This was a new path, one that could lead to either friendship or more conflict. The blue-skinned leader welcomed him warmly. Thank you for coming. Today is a day for understanding, he said, gesturing for Marcus to take a seat at the table. Representatives from both sides gathered, eager to begin. Lyra opened the discussion, introducing each person and explaining their roles. We are here to find common ground, she said, her voice calm. We want to learn about each other and find ways to work together. Marcus spoke next, his tone firm but hopeful. We are open to sharing technology and knowledge, but we need to ensure that our people are safe. Trust must be built on respect. The discussions flowed, with each side sharing their strengths and weaknesses. They talked about trade agreements, technology exchanges, and mutual protection against any future threats. The room buzzed with energy, and laughter echoed as they found common interests. As the meeting progressed, both sides began to realize the benefits of cooperation. They shared ideas for building stronger ships and better weapons, but also for creating systems that could prevent conflict in the future. Days turned into weeks, and what began as a fight for survival transformed into a partnership. The humans and aliens worked side by side, creating plans that would benefit both civilizations. Their combined knowledge and strength became a powerful force, one that could change the future of the galaxy. As Marcus and the blue-skinned leader shook hands at the end of their meeting, a new beginning unfolded before them. They had faced each other as enemies but emerged as allies. Together they had chosen peace over war, understanding over conflict. In that moment, Lyra knew they had created something special. The humans and aliens were no longer separate. They were united in their hope for a brighter future. And as they looked out into the vastness of space, they realized they were stronger together than they had ever been apart. The galaxy was vast and full of challenges, but now they would face it together.